Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Kiana, and if you're new here, welcome. And if you've been here before, welcome back. So in today's video, this is a part 2 to a previous video. So if you haven't seen that video, I'll link it here. So we're going to be talking about what it's like to give birth. We're going to get into pain management, how to pick your type of birth, and also what to bring with you wherever you're giving birth. We're going to start with the most important part, and that's pain management. At least I think that's the most important part because you want to be in the least amount of pain possible. So let me tell you how to do that for you. So there are two main ways you can go with pain management. You can go like a medicinal route, so your traditional like medicines, epidurals, IV drugs, things like that. Or you can go with like holistic pain management. So this includes like self-help, water births, and things like that. So we're going to start with the medicinal side, and then we're going to move into the holistic side. Let's start first with the epidural. So if you don't know what an epidural is, let me explain it to you. So I'm going to read it from my laptop so I can get like the definition fully correct for you. So an epidural is an injection in your back to stop you feeling pain in part of your body. So sometimes epidurals can be used for like people with like chronic back pain. It's also used for labor, which is what we're talking about. Whenever I got my epidural put in, they had me like hunch over, and so they could like see my spine and stuff, and they put it in your like lower back. So that's where they put like the catheter, I think that's what it is, and it kind of like just stays in your back. The epidural medicine is like hooked up on like your, what's that thing, the thing that rolls around that has like your IV and stuff in it, so you can like self-control how much epidural you need and like when you need it. So if you feel like you're in pain, you could just press a button and it like shoots more medicine into your back. Whenever I got my epidural, I was already like 9.5 centimeters dilated. Like the epidural failed basically for me, so I was still in a lot of pain. So like I didn't even like push the button or anything. I just kind of it was just like a nuisance for me. Other people epidurals work well for, I know, but for me it just didn't work, and I was in so much pain. Like in the video before this, I was explaining back labor, and that's what I was dealing with my first birth, is like a bunch of back labor and just pain. But yeah, so epidurals can be helpful for some people. For me, it kind of just made me more uncomfortable because I didn't have control of like my limbs, like my legs, because the epidural like numbs that area. They also put like a catheter in your bladder, so that or urethra, so that you can empty your bladder. And so that was also really uncomfortable because I could feel that, and it was so uncomfortable. But again, it works for some people. For me, it did not work, and that was just my experience. Another route people go is laughing gas, and in the UK is called gas and air. But basically you put a mask over your nose and mouth, and it shoots some medicine. It's notorious for making people laugh and feeling bubbly, but it also can make people feel nauseous. For my second birth, which was a home birth, and by the way, my first birth was a hospital birth. That's why I got the epidural at the hospital. But my second birth was a home birth, and I had laughing gas at my home birth, but I didn't actually use it. Like they just had it there if I needed to use it, but I never used it because of the nauseous thing. I was like, I don't want to get nauseous, so I was like, I'll just wait until I absolutely need it. And turns out I didn't absolutely need it, so I just didn't use it. Laughing gas can be offered for home births in the UK, at least where I was at. I'm not so sure about the US and the regulations on like laughing gas and like stuff like that, but in the UK I had a home birth and I was able to get laughing gas, but that was the only like drug or like medicine that I could get while on home birth. And then the final one, and there might be other ones, but you can also get drugs through your IV. So if you're having a hospital birth, they usually put like an IV in your back of your hand, and the IV usually stays in until you're ready to leave. And so they just like come and give you some medicine through your IV if you want some. I did get some medicine through my IV whenever I had my hospital birth, but I'm not sure what medicine that was. I think it started with an N, but I think there's multiple different medicines you can get through your IV. So let's move on to holistic. Holistic is more so where I lean towards and how I went about my home birth, and it worked a lot better for me. These are like the holistic type of pain managements that you can like expect if you're trying to have like a natural birth or just less intervention. So the first thing that I want to mention is self-help. So this includes breath control, so like breathing in and breathing out, like that sort of thing. That kind of helps you release some of the tension that you're feeling in your body when you're breathing in and breathing out. It gives you something else to focus on as well. So yeah, that's one way you can manage the pain. So another like pointers with like self-help is like they tell you not to tense up your body. So like whenever you have a contraction, it's easy to like ball your fist up or like curl your toes or like grab onto something like really hard. But with this sort of pain management, it's advised not to do that and just flow with the contractions. So just kind of like let the contractions flow. And I actually found that that helped me. So it might help you as well if you are considering going the holistic route. Another thing that people do is birthing pools or just time in like the jacuzzi or bathtub can help just your limbs, because a lot of things get sore during birth. Like your whole body is going through this process. Another thing that I had, but it didn't help me as much, was a massage gun. I was thinking like the massage gun was gonna help me this time, but it didn't. The only thing that helped was actually being physically massaged. So like the massage gun wasn't powerful enough for like my back pain and stuff. So like it might help for you, but for me it didn't. It kind of just made me irritated. Another thing that might help as well is like heating pads and cooling pads. So you can like go off and on the heating pad and off and on the cooling pads. Yeah, another thing is like those medicine balls. So like bouncing on the medicine balls can get you started into labor. It can also like speed things up, just you being like vertical and letting gravity pull you down instead of like laying on your back and being like sedentary. Movement can sometimes help as well as just standing up vertically or sitting down vertically. Holistic medicine is mainly mental, so just mentally preparing yourself and mentally coaching yourself is another way to like get through the pain. Okay, so now I'm gonna get into how to pick your type of birth. So I'm just gonna go through like a list of questions, because honestly I can't tell you how to pick, but I can give you things to guide you on how to pick. So let me just go through the list and just maybe write down these questions and just come back to them, or just think about them and just answer them whenever you can and or whenever it comes to you. But these are questions that I would ask myself going into labor if I were ever to go into labor again. Okay, so the first question to consider is, what is important to you? So what I mean by this is, what really is important for your birthing experience? Is it actually important for you to have a natural birth? Is it actually important for you to have intervention? Is it important for you to have so-and-so there? Like, you have to think about what really is important and what you can like leave behind. So like, for example, it was important for me to have less intervention, but something that wasn't as important was to have my playlist of music. I had music on, but I didn't like make a playlist like I planned to. But that was one of the least important things for me, but for you it might not be. So you have to consider what are the most important things that will help you get through labor and get through labor like successfully. And another question to consider that might help you answer the first one is, are you choosing your type of birth for you or because of something else or someone else. I keep talking about natural birth because like that's the thing that's like in, but I see a lot of people wanting to do natural births because that's like kind of what's trendy and what people are doing nowadays and stuff. But if it's not 100% for you and for your health and for your baby's health, then you might want to reconsider like what would actually be important for you. Just make sure you make those decisions for you and what's best for you and your health, because giving birth is a medical sort of, you know, event. So you want to make sure that you're comfortable. Again, so this is another question, but it kind of feeds off of the previous question. And this one is, what will make you the most comfortable and relaxed? So again, just kind of evaluate things. If you're unsure about things, maybe that's a no. You really, really want something, maybe just consider actually doing whatever you really, really want to do. So if you really, really want these certain songs in your playlist, and it's really important that you have a playlist for whenever you give birth, just make the playlist and it doesn't matter whatever anyone else. Another thing to consider whenever you're making your birthing plan is consider what you want to happen to you and your baby after you give birth. Are you going to want someone else to look after your baby while you sleep and rejuvenate and rest? Who will be looking after your baby when you sleep, rejuvenate and rest? What procedures do you want to happen? So they do like vitamins, vaccines, first baths. Just consider like those things, like what procedures are you wanting to have done, and also make sure that you convey your wants and also your needs to whoever's gonna be there helping you. So again, just really sit down and think about what's important to you and what's not. And I think then you'll be able to pick out what type of birth you want, where you want the birth to occur, and what procedures you want to happen once you actually think about what's important to you, what aligns with you. Okay, so the final thing I'm going to talk about is what to bring with you to wherever you're giving birth. So that could be a hospital, birthing center, home birth. I think those are like the main things. I know some people give birth with dolphins. That's bizarre to me, but I don't know. That's something that I saw, but yeah. So what to bring with you to your birth and like products you need and stuff. Whenever I did a hospital birth, I literally didn't bring much. I think the main important things to bring is the car seat for one. And I would say a nice like outfit if you want to take pictures. So a nice outfit for you and a nice outfit for the baby if you want to like do the newborn pictures or like just like family pictures in the hospital. Your own diapers and wipes and toiletries if it's important to you to use like certain diapers and wipes and toiletries. I would say to bring those, and I would say to even bring those even if it's not important to you on which like items you use, because you might not like, say, the diapers that the hospital provides. So you just want to be prepared just in case you don't like certain items. But I know with hospital births, they have like everything there. They have like clothes, they have swaddles, they have diapers, they have wipes, they have the creams, they have like everything. So literally if it was like a emergency situation and you just like ran to the hospital, you would be covered and like things would already be there. You wouldn't have to worry about anything. And yeah, for a home birth, like you probably don't need to like get a backpack because you're already at home and already have everything that you have at home. So there's not really much you need to bring for your home birth. If anything, maybe just have a area just set up for your delivery and for your labors. But honestly, I would just say keep it simple. Like you don't need a lot of things. Just like the essentials that you think you need is probably what you need. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So I hope this was helpful. Let me know down in the comments below if you have any suggestions or any comments that you want to leave for other people that's watching the video. But yeah, thank you for watching and bye bye.